All right, good morning, eighth grade. Today is Thursday, April 9th, 2020. We're going to be reviewing writing linear equations and actually just solving a few linear equations, just because it's kind of fun to solve an equation, and we haven't done one of those in a while, so I thought that'd be kind of interesting to throw in here. But anyways, the reason we are reviewing writing linear equations is because next week we're going to look at scatter plots, and I talked to Mrs. Hindle and Mr. Gelsomino. We decided that scatter plots might be a good thing to do next week because it's basically just graphing and then writing linear equations based on a trend, whether it's a positive or negative or no correlation. So that's why we're doing today's review lesson to kind of prepare us for next week, and it's something easy. You can do on your own, put on Google Forms. I can check it out, make sure you're doing it right, and we'll be ready to start next week. And remember, there's no distance learning tomorrow, Friday, Good Friday, on April 10th. So I want to do some of the even questions for you because on the forms you're going to put all the odd questions in. So let's kind of review how to write a linear equation. Okay, so remember the format is y equals mx plus b, right? And then your m stands for your slope, and your b is your y-intercept. So to write the equation, you need two pretty points. So you kind of go along the line. There's a pretty point there. Looks like one there. So this one you'd have, let's do the slope. So rise over run, positive slope, puff, puff, positive, up 2 over 3. So m would equal 2/3. And then your b value is your starting point on the y-axis, your y-intercept, -3. So you write y equals 2/3 x minus 3. And I put an example on the form, but when you write this in, type it out, the best way to write it is you just write, when you write the fraction, you write 2 and then the slash line like this for the fraction, and then 3. I put that in parentheses, x minus 3. So again, just to it's kind of hard to type that in. That way. Let's do another one here with the negative slope. Number 6, I'll give you a hint about this one. I still want you to do the even ones, but this is either going to be, it's a vertical line, so you're either going to write y equals 1 or x equals 1. Let's hopefully remember how to do those. Yeah, moving on. Let's do a negative slope here, like number 10. So look at number 10 here. You cross here, and then you go for some more pretty points. Not one till here or here, right? So you would write y equals mx plus b. My slope is down and to the right. 1, 2, 3, -3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd write -3/5 x. And then your y-intercept there is -1. All right, let's look at another even question. Just as a heads up, when you do like number 11, remember the starting point for that is 0. So your equation is going to look like, I won't give you the answer, but like -1/5 x. But because the starting point is 0, remember you just leave it like that. You don't write +0 or anything like that. That's not the answer, but it's something like that. Number 12, when you try that one, that's either going to be y equals -5 or x equals -5. Cool. Let's do one more here. Let's do number 14 as a quick review. And then we'll look at some of the, couple of the solving equations here. So let's try here. I'll just start this one for you. Here, another pretty point there. So I'll tell you that the slope is up 2 over 1, 2. Oh, and there's more pretty points. Yeah, this one has a lot. So up 1 over 2. So m equals 1/2. B you should be able to figure out, and then write the equation for that. All right, solving equations. Let's do 2 of them. I want to try numbers. So these first ones have some distributing. and then like 17, and 18 have variables on both sides, and number 20 and 19 have fractions. So let's try number 18 and 20. So let's see here. You're going to get some with no solution and some, well, one of them will be no solution, one of them will be infinite solution, and the rest will just be answers with no fractions. Let's do number 18, because this one will either be no solution or infinite solution. So let's kind of review what that looks like. So you distribute here on this side, negative 3r, and then negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. And then looks like you have negative 3r and negative 3r. Usually you get rid of the smaller variable term, but they're the same. So I'll add 3r here, add 3r here. Remember, this is like the middle of your equation. This cancels, you're left with 30 equals 21. Now the question is that no solution or infinite solution? Does 30 equal 21? It doesn't, so you would write no solution for that. Let's try number 20, because these used to be fun. You remember how to clear the fractions? So I'll use the pencil here in case I make a mistake. So you had the denominator 6, 2, and 3. So remember, we would look for the LCD. So the least common denominator here would be 6. So we would multiply every fraction. We get a little 6 at the top here. Hopefully this brings back some memories. And you would do this times this divided by this times this divided by this. Or you could cross simplify, like maybe for this one I'll change this to a, make that a 1 and make that a 2. So I don't know if this will jog your memory, but 6 times 5 is 30 divided by 6, which is back to negative 5, equals, ooh, gosh, I almost made a working mistake. Got to multiply everything by 6, not just the fraction. So this would then be 6x. And then this would be plus 3, because 6 times 1 is 6, plus divided by 2 is 3. And then if I cleared this one, I already kind of cross-simplified here. This would just be minus 2 times 1 is 2, divided by 1 is just 2. So then I would combine these like terms. And then this would be plus 1. And then I would minus 1 here, minus 1 here. 6x equals negative 6. So divide each side by 6. And x equals negative 1. So when you go to the Google form, you'll see these last 6 questions. I just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different options. And one of the options will be negative 1. And one of the options will be no solution. So again, good luck with today's review. Between watching this video and doing the practice, it should take you about, filling in the Google Forms, about a half hour. I hope, if you have any questions, email me. And but if not, really enjoy your 3-day weekend. Happy Easter to those of you that celebrate on Sunday. And we'll get back at it on Monday. Have a good weekend.